Oh, Waffle, leaping around like a frog. I just want to say one thing. You're such a clever dog. So many nights we're awake when you're woofing. We still love you, everybody.
Waffle Doggy! Waffle Doggy! Waffle Doggy! You're such a clever dog. You're such a clever dog, you are.
Poor Waffle. Poor Waffle. He's really gonna miss George the cat.
Hello, family.
Hey.
When Mrs Hobbs told us she was selling her house and moving away with George, Waffle was very sad.
Hi, Waffle.
Oh, Waffle.
Oh, Waffle. You're still so sad that Mrs Hobbs and George are moving away, aren't you?
I love George.
Fact. I have an idea that might change Mrs Hobbs' mind about moving.
What idea, Doug?
We need to show Mrs Hobbs how much we like having her as a neighbour and that we care about her very much. And then she and George might stay.
Oh, that is a great idea, Doug. Agree, Waffle?
Yeah.
Good boy. Ready?
You ready?
We practice, okay?
2, 3, 4.
Hobbs, please stay. Hobbs, please stay. Hobbs, please stay.
Yes! Mrs Hobbs, why are you riding a pogo stick?
And why are you wearing furry rubber gloves?
And a beekeeper's hat.
Isn't it obvious? I've got fleas. Well, no, I haven't got fleas, but there are fleas in the house. I can't step on the carpet, it's full of fleas. And poor George is scratching himself silly because he has fleas.
Dear, would you like me to have a look at him, Mrs Hobbs?
Oh, yes, please, Jess. Oh, no! You can't walk on my flea-infested carpet.
But I'd like to check on George.
We just came to give you these flowers.
And this card.
And sing you a song.
So that you and George don't move away.
Oh, a big card? Oh, hand it over, Evie. Thank you. I'll look at that card later. Now, step on the envelope, Jess. Oh, it's given me an idea. Only step on the newspaper. Whatever you do, do not step on the floor. You might catch fleas.
Mum, a flea is dangerous.
No, they're just tiny insects and their little bites can make you feel very itchy. Oh, poor George. Come on then. Oh yes, George definitely has fleas. It's okay. I'm going to go and get my flea comb and my treatment pack and I'll be able to remove most of those for you.
I should think so, Jess. After all, George caught those fleas from your Waffle.
No, it must have been another animal. Our Waffle doesn't have fleas.
That flea-ridden rascal is in my house. Out! Out! All of you! Come on!
Mrs Hobbs, Waffle doesn't have fleas.
Have you had him checked for fleas, Brooklyn Bells? He might have them. The dog I want so... had fleas?
You had a dog?
Hubbub dog?
But Mrs Hobbs, I thought you didn't like dogs.
I don't.
What was your dog's name?
He was called Paul. I haven't got time to stand around talking about Paul today. There's a young man coming to view my house. He might bite if he likes it, but I've got to deflea it first.
Oh, well, I can deflea your carpets, Mrs Hobbs, while Jess treats George.
And while we do, could you tell us the story of Paul, please?
That sounds like a fair offer. OK, Mr Brooklyn Bell, you can vacuum all the carpets. But first, go and get what you need to help George, Jess. And then my doggy story will begin.
Right, come on. Problem. How am I supposed to vacuum the carpets if I can't step on them?
There! My book's through Invention. It means that you can walk around and vacuum without stepping on the carpet.
Very clever, Doug. Careful, Simon. What are you waiting for? Start vacuuming the carpets.
Yes, Mrs Hobbs. Hurry.
Steady.
Come on, Simon.
Yes. All right. Dad.
Sorry.
Now can you tell us about Paul? Please. Please.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
It was a long time ago. I moved into this house with Mr. Hobbs, my husband, and Paul, who was an adorable little terrier.
Husband?
Weren't you checking George? Oh. Mr. Hobbs, Paul and I were very happy. We all enjoyed doing lots of things together.
Walkies.
And Mr. Hobbs liked taking Paul for walkies. Paul always got very excited when he saw Mr. Hobbs reach for his lead. He knew they were going out together for another doggy stroll in the park. Everything was wonderful until one evening we watched a show called Visit All the Different Places in the World. Mr. Hobbs was fascinated. He always wanted to travel. So he turned to me and said,
Wait! I'm finishing as quickly as I can. I want to hear the end of the story.
Faster! 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 Faster!
Done.
Oh, thank goodness. Now, where was I?
Your husband turned to you and said...
Oh, yes.
You know, I've always wanted to go travelling.
So he decided to travel. And before I knew it, it was the day Mr. Hobbs was going to leave. When he got to the door, he reached for Paul's lead and said,
Walkies.
it was what he always did. He didn't even mean to do it or say it, probably, but Paul ran up to him all the same. Then Paul made a decision. He decided to go with Mr. Hobbs on his travels, not to stay here with me. They promised to write to me from every place they visited on their big adventure.
Don't worry. We'll send postcards. We'll write every week. We might even make a few phone calls.
But I think they forgot.
So you never saw them again?
No. I never saw them again. So now do you understand why I don't like dogs? I thought Paul was my best loyal friend. But he didn't choose me. He left me.
Ah, but fact. Paul thought it was just the usual walk in the park when Mr. Hobbs stood at the front door.
Yeah. Maybe he didn't think he was going on a long adventure and thought he'd be back.
I hadn't thought about it that way before. All this time I've been upset with Paul for leaving me for so long. And he might not have realised he was leaving me at all.
So do you like dogs again now, Mrs. Hobbs?
No, never, Evie. Cats are much better than dogs.
Oh.
And your Waffle is a dog. And he's caused me nothing but trouble. I don't like him, and he doesn't like me.
Yes, I do.
When did you get on my knee?
When you were sad. Stay, Hobbs. Love you.
Oh, that'll be the man who wants to buy my house. Hello?
Mrs Hobbs, we spoke on the phone.
Yes, I remember.
As you know, I'm...
Yes, very interested in buying my property. Great house, great location.
Oh, is this your dog?
No, this is Waffle, the neighbour's dog.
Oh, what are the neighbours like?
Honestly, they're loud, their dog is a nuisance, and all I get when they come round is a sorry bunch of flowers and a... Oh, that card. And they're the best neighbours that I could ever hope to have. So that's why I'm not selling my house after all. I'm staying here. Goodbye. Come along, Waffle. Come inside.
Just...
Good boy. You're staying!
Mrs Hobbs!
Yeah, you're staying!
So, Mrs Hobbs and George decided to stay. Even though Simon's vacuum cleaning hadn't quite got rid of all the fleas yet.
Everybody!